Arsenal have no world-class players.
Which is why we need to prove this idiot wrong, and we're doing a tier list for all the Arsenal players, and we're comparing it to world football. We need to find out if we have any world-class Arsenal players.
I thought it was just a tier list within the squad.
No, it's all of world football.
So everyone's going to go in D then?
Well, that's not happening.
Yeah, they all deserve the D.
This is Jules from the front three. He is arguably one of Arsenal's biggest haters. We all know how a tier system works. Let's get into it.
Okay, so, easy. Max Dalman, D.
Max Dalman, B.
B?
Yeah, B, because I'm thinking of the future. I'm taking potential into account.
Please,
it matters.
please. Football is not about the future. It's about what has happened. Max Dalman, his only achievement is that he's the youngest Arsenal player to play in the Champions League.
He has won us multiple penalties.
He's won you penalties.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everything we've seen of him in an Arsenal shirt has been incredible. And I would put him as an A tier in terms of potential.
How old
but
is
we
he?
haven't seen it.
How old is he?
I'm pretty sure he's 16 now.
He's 16. And you know what Lamine Yamal did at 16? He won a Euros.
I'm going to put him in D then. Purely because of the other players who I'm going to be comparing him against.
Exactly.
But realistically, we all know that he should be in...
He'll be forgotten about in a year or two anyway.
No chance.
Yeah,
okay,
100%.
Next we've got Christian Odegaard.
I think he's a good player. He's not really a starter.
I think he's a C. For me, in terms of what I've seen so far and the fact he hasn't really had a chance to prove himself, I think C is fair.
Okay, I'll settle for a C, but I think he could be in D with the lack of game time.
With that jawline, gotta be C. Okay, next up we've got Leandro Trossard. Every year we talk about moving him on, but
crazy.
In terms of Champions League, in terms of everything we've seen him play, the big games, all of it, he scores clutch goals.
He is your most clutch player.
Yeah.
100%.
I would be willing to agree with
every
that.
season, a set of games in which he is clutch and wins games for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And they're arguably some of the most important games of the season.
Is he a world-class player?
He's not world-class, but I wouldn't mind putting him in A.
Really? I think that's a good shout, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans would probably agree with A.
I think he's underrated.
I'd say what he is really good at is shooting from inconvenient areas. So the amount of goals that he scored where you're thinking, okay, there's no chance he actually buries this, but he does. I think that's what makes him, that's his best thing. Okay, next up we've got Kepa, the most expensive goalkeeper in the world.
I'll be honest, he went on loan to Madrid.
Yeah.
I think he won a Champions League because of it. Crazy. Just put him in D, mate.
D,
what are we doing?
do you think?
I
think he's a C.
No.
I'm going to let you decide on D for that because I would have put him in C, but because you watched him for longer at Real Madrid.
It's not about. It's about right now for me.
He started a game the other day.
And how was that?
Yeah, he played pretty well, made some saves. I'm pretty sure he did concede 2 goals against Chelsea. Okay, we're going to put him in D. Cool, there we go. Put him in there. Okay, next up we got Raya. David Raya. For me, best goalkeeper in world football right now.
It's interesting because you say that, but you've got a great defence. Do we think that he does the same with the same defence? And also, I remember when he started, he was a bit shaky.
Yeah.
And then you got your defence together, and then he's not conceding as much. Is that thanks to him? Like, great keeper, don't get me wrong, but also, can you have a world-class keeper, best keeper in the world, and he doesn't start for his nation?
Then he should be starting for you.
Should he, though?
I think he absolutely should, and I think he will. I reckon
maybe
this World Cup, I reckon there's going to be a few people shocked at that starting lineup.
Maybe, but I don't think Spain works like that. They work more on like loyalty and what's worked, and I think everyone respects that.
Which is why you're not going to win the World Cup, because you should be having David Raya. The saves that he's been making, for me, it's a no-brainer. He's S tier. My boy Kai Havertz. Now, in terms of as a player, what he brings, everything, he is, in my opinion, an S.
No, please.
Kai Havertz is an S-tier player, right? But I understand we don't have enough moments, other than a Champions League winner, to show that, and he has struggled, so I'm willing to put him in A.
He's a C! Right now, what's he doing right now? What's he done right now?
He's been injured.
Exactly.
And he came back,
so right now,
even on his first game back for us, he looked
Gabriel Jesus looked way better. Gabriel Jesus looked way better coming back from injured. How many goals has he scored since he's come back?
I'm willing, and it hurts me. I'm willing to put... No way. He's going B. Okay, I'll deal with B because...
I'm saying C, so...
But trust me, when we remake this at some point, he's going S. You will see.
Okay, cool. When he shows me that he's actually playing, then yeah.
Martin Odegaard,
put him in A.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he's above Kai Havertz. He's at the level of Trossard.
He's not.
Disrespected. He's a key player for Arsenal. He's had his ups and downs, but
he's had a lot of downs recently. If I'm doing current, he is not, for me, a world-class player anymore.
He was never a world-class player. Let's leave it at that, firstly.
I think that he is B tier for me. And it hurts me to say it, but honestly, as of late, I would almost say C.
No. I'm sorry. No. He can't. He has to be above Kai Havertz. But I can have him in B if you want. But he has to be above Kai Havertz. He's a way more important player than Kai Havertz will be.
No.
Yes.
Unless we sign Julian Alvarez. Martin Odegaard right now has been letting me down. I know a lot of people that's going to upset you, but you
Arsenal
need to be realistic.
fans, honestly, I feel bad for Martin Odegaard because it's one day it's like, yeah, and then the next is like, no, he's bad. It's no consistency with the players. Bad club. Anyway.
Okay, we got Victor Gyokeres. What do you think? I personally, I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he's technically good enough for Arsenal. I've made that very clear as much as I possibly can. You can't discount don't waste your breath on saying you can't discount the Gerd Miller Trophy. The way he's playing right now, he's not up to the standard that Arsenal paid the money for. He's not.
Unfortunately,
and I didn't think he ever was going to be. I wanted Benjamin Sesko.
Okay, but he's also not exactly being.
He's not, but he's still. We knew that he was going to take a warming in period.
He may have fit into an Arsenal system more.
Gyokeres, we signed him. He's 28 years old. We signed him with the idea of him immediately gelling into the team. He has been a bad player for us so far. I'm sorry, it hurts me to say it, but he's been a dud, and I don't think Arteta truly wanted him. I think he's about to sign in. Okay. And for me, I would put him as D. I don't think he's a good player.
D 100%. There's no argument with that.
That's going to annoy a lot of people, but it's just true. I know he scored a great goal against Inter Milan the other day, but that's one goal. I need to see more. Okay, what do we think of Mascara? We have Christian Mascara here. What do we think? For me, he has been sick. He's so young. He's like 21, 22, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Just come back from injury and already played out of his skin against Inter Milan. I think massive prospect. For me, I'd put him as a B.
I think he's a great player. I think it's one of those ones where if he really locks in and he can become this world-class player. But there's also that element for me that's it could go either side. It could be. It's not one of those where you see them and you're 100% going to be that guy.
He's made the odd little error. Most of the time it hasn't led directly to a goal, but there's been a few times where he's accidentally fumbled it. It went out for a corner that led to a goal. He makes the odd errors, but he's young, and in terms of his attributes, in terms of being tall, strong, fast,
a long way to go. I think C is fair, respectable.
He was great in La Liga and great in Premier League, two of the best leagues in the world. And he's proved himself
but great. When we say great, we're not you can't say he was great. He was top 5.
He hasn't played enough games in the Premier League,
and I think you've got to give him time. C, this is what I mean. You don't want to rush him into being let him be a C now because he could be an A or an S next time. You know what I mean? Benjamin White,
Benny Blanco. C, a couple seasons ago, I would have been trying to make the claim for A tier. I can't look at where we put current players and put him past a C. I think he's a C tier player at the moment. I think he should be higher, but with the injuries, physically, it just doesn't look like he can really manage 90 minutes.
And but also, he can't compete against Timber.
Yeah, exactly.
Realistically, he can't compete against Timber. And I'll be honest, once again, it's one of those guys which, I said this to you before, which is you see them in the Prem, they're always in the Prem and they're at a good level, but they never quite break it into a player that you're constantly whoa. He has his moments, but that moment's gone. He's not going to get to that moment again.
I do think that he had his peak. And I do think we have a lot more to see of him, but I think he's turning into one of those loyal servants.
Right now, C is pretty fair.
And remember, this is world football we're basing this on. If it's in the squad, maybe he could be a tiny bit higher. I don't know, but right now. Mikel Merino.
Arsenal fans are so cringe.
Spain's best striker.
It's just not. I think, you know what, Merino, the thing with Merino is that he can, 1 second he looks like one of the best players in the world. In the next, he can just disappear like that.
There's moments where you see him in midfield where he looks like a bit of a headless chicken. But up front, on the other hand, the amount of clutch moments he's had, the amount of technical ability he has in his shots, in his passing is so good. If I was being ludicrous right here, I'd be saying A tier, because I think he walks in to probably like half the Premier League clubs as their striker.
I'll be honest, look, if we put Trossard at A for clutch moments, I didn't even think of Mikel. And Mikel Merino has had some clutch moments.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind it with Mikel. We still haven't actually seen the best of him.
Yeah,
because we haven't seen him in one concrete position.
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
I think you've got, like, this guy, he's a midfielder that scores goals. Yeah. Like, whether you put him in that front, he's a midfielder that scores goals. And that is very valuable in football.
And so valuable, especially in a club where it feels like every single position has 9 injuries every month, so... Gabriel Jesus, back this season, just scored 2 goals against Inter Milan. I think he's the best dribbler at the club. Arguably, Max Dowman actually could be up there as well, of what we've seen. Don't be too upset about that, but it's true. Because of the injuries, and because we just haven't seen enough of him, and I am always left so frustrated at the fact that he takes way too many touches rather than just getting a shot away, I think I'd almost say C.
Well, the thing is, if Kai Havertz in B, Gabriel Jesus...
I start Kai Havertz above Gabriel Jesus.
As a player, originally, Jesus is a much better player than Havertz. Like, as a player, just all over.
But in terms of that intelligence that Kai Havertz has, the box movement is elite.
But all I'm saying is, Jesus has come back from an injury. Yeah. He's been scoring.
Yeah.
So as of now, because Kai Havertz should not be at a B right now.
He should.
No. So
he should be higher.
No. I don't know why you're a fanboy for Havertz. But anyway, I think C. I'm actually going to settle at C.
Okay. That's what
Although I hate it, but I'm just going to see it as Havertz should be like C or D.
Nah, he's my boy. He's my boy. Okay, let's go with Zubimendi. We're going to do another Spanish player.
Zubimendi.
This is interesting. Obviously, he's come in. He's had a few moments where he has lost the ball in a few odd scenarios, a few bad passes. But on the whole, I think he arguably has been Arsenal's most important player so far this season. Mm-hmm. He holds it down, considering like the fact he's not necessarily the tallest, the strongest player. He's gelled in so incredibly.
I think you take Zubimendi out of that midfield, I think you struggle.
Yeah,
but I don't think people notice that now. And they'll talk about other players more than they'll talk about him. So I almost would go... I don't mind him going in A, you know?
Yeah.
I honestly don't, because I think he brings so much energy and so much technique. And also he's jumped in once again and straight away he's been shown.
Which is so... That's
happen.
rare.
Like, you're going to make mistakes at the start, but he's come in and he's been so important straight away.
That's Berta smashed out of the park for us, getting him. Yeah. Unbelievable. Okay, next up, we have, let's go with Eberici Eze. Now, he hasn't had that many minutes for the club. He's played more games this season before Christmas than in any other season that he's had in his career. Mm-hmm. So he's actually had more minutes than ever. But he hasn't played that much. He has ghosted in quite a few games for me, but he has had some amazing moments like the hat-trick against Spurs.
He needs to adapt to not count on being the guy and realise that he has to... Realistically, all he has to do is become the guy without putting the pressure on him, because he's already like better than the other players. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's come to a bigger team, and I think that he's a great footballer. So a B, I'd be happy putting him in a B.
I think he's a B, and I'm sure there's room for him to go higher up. Calafiori. I want to go Calafiori. Now, obviously he's been sidelined for a bit. I have to say, I think he's an A player. I think I think there's every chance that he could go on to potentially be world class.
No, relax. Right now we're fighting C or B. C because he's...
There is no
I just don't think he hasn't really... Like, when you look at it, like, you look at other players, he hasn't really impressed. Like, wow.
He's had like a few good... Against Man City.
Okay, he's a defender. Well, let's talk about like his whole package. Like, he scored against Man City, cool. What was it, from a set piece?
No, it was actually...
Oh, it was a bang shot. Yeah, okay, cool.
There's been a few moments where Arsenal, that left side, from where he does attack so much, his drive and runs are brilliant, where we have been a little bit barren at left back. I think he's amazing, man. I think B, I'd be happy with. I know, I would almost argue A, but...
No, nowhere near A. The thing is, if there was a B tier, he'd be in the bottom tier, kind of in the relegation zone towards a C. So you can put him in B, but
putting him in B.
I don't think that.
Moving on to MLS, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Okay, if this was last season, I would probably be fighting to try put him in B or A. I'll be saying B purely because he's so young. This season he struggled. I feel like potentially he's had too many minutes at too young an age. I think C tier because of what he achieved last season. We know he's got it in him.
His drop-off has been mad.
It's been mad.
Like, he was doing really well last season. I don't know what's happened.
It's like his best attribute for me was those driving runs he'd make carrying the ball, and he just looks like he just doesn't have the confidence to make those moves. It's odd.
It's obviously you never know what's going on in these players' lives,
especially as a young boy,
especially as a young man. But it's a shame because his drop-off has been mad, and I think a C is very fair.
Ethan,
we've got to put him in D. He's not even. He's not even at.
Yeah.
He's not even at Arsenal.
I was just about to say I didn't want to rate him for that. If it was, I would put him in A. Gyokeres. Okay, he is another player who's come straight in and suddenly just gelled into the team absolutely perfectly. Do I think he's been as influential as Zubimendi? No. So I would say B.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put him over Calafiori, to be fair, 100%. I think B is decent. Yeah, I like B. I like him. He's also quite a rage baity player.
Yeah.
And I do like that. Like, you need a bit of that. I don't think Arsenal's always been a bit like too soft in a way, and you need someone to kind of give that little.
He's got that nasty edge.
Yeah, I feel like. Also, whoever calls him Hinsapi, really check yourself.
Hinsapi is a B. Also, obviously, you can play centre back. Yeah. Same as Calafiori.
Yeah,
very. Gabriel Martinelli. Now, he's been a very frustrating player for me. Probably last season, I would say. I think he's another player who has had a fall off. There was a time where I actually would back Martinelli to take on any defender in the world and create something. Something changed. Not sure what it is, but it looks like we are seeing a bit of a resurgence this season. I would say a C. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are probably going to be annoyed at me for that, but I can't see a world in which I can put him above.
I like how you keep setting yourself up. I can't see.
Hey!
Yeah, C is fine with me, Martinelli. Like, Martinelli is that player that one day he does something where you're like, oh my days, are you like the next coming of
he's like Pele.
Who? And then in the next you're like, bro, this guy, it feels like he wouldn't get into half the Premier League teams when he plays so bad. It's like from when he plays good to when he plays bad, there's a big gap. There needs to be more consistency with him.
100%. That is what he's lacking. But he's fast. He's got good dribbling. His shot is, at one stage, I would say, he's one of Arsenal's best finishers.
Maybe he needs to look up more when he's on the ball. I feel like he puts his head down too much.
He does. That's why you didn't see Conor Bradley's injury. Okay, so next we've got Madueke. When he signed for Arsenal, I was very excited. And luckily, I think he's actually proved to be a very good signing for us. When he comes on for Saka, or vice versa, I think he holds his own. But he hasn't scored much and hasn't assisted much. So, once again, I feel like he's arguably a C until we see a bit more.
Let's be honest, if you put Martinelli at C, you can't put Madueke above him. No, C is fine. Okay. But I'm saying that, like, also you can't disrespect Martinelli. Like, I do think he is probably a better player than Madueke right now, due to the fact that he's had more minutes in terms like at Chelsea. Madueke wasn't always. And also at Chelsea, Madueke wasn't that consistent either.
Okay, now we've left these 5 players intentionally because I'm going to make the claim that all 5 of these players are world class and arguably in the top 3 or top 5 in their position in world football.
I can give you 4 in the world class and 1 in A. Okay. So, first up, world class, we've got Saliba.
And you want him at Real Madrid?
I'd love to have him at Real Madrid. You can't argue that Arsenal have the best defence right now in the world. Then, next up, I'm going to put Gabriel, world class. I think, I honestly think that Saliba is better and will be better than Gabriel. I just think he's more composed and is technically just a better footballer.
The composure.
Composure is huge. Gabriel, although he's great, he has had a few little like weird mistakes, and I think that is due to lack of composure. And maybe he does have that like confidence and that leadership from the back, but I do think sometimes it gets the better of him and he just loses focus.
Next up,
Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo Saka for me, he is world class.
I'm going to put him world class.
I'm really shocked.
Even though he's having a bit of a drop off, like it's one of those ones. We're talking a drop off compared to what he's done and what he's been able to do. But I just think, like, obviously we're not going to disrespect Saka. I think the issue here is like he's not only done it for Arsenal, he's done it in an England squad, which there's never really any tactics for England and stuff, and he kind of has to carry and do something with nothing. So yeah, Saka clearly,
and he scored obviously against Real Madrid.
Irrelevant because it could have been against 12 cones. We weren't nowhere near we might as well not play.
He's trying to downplay our win.
No, I am, because if you played against us when we were now, the way we played against Monaco, we'd destroy you, we'd dismantle you.
He's not necessarily the best at a single discipline, but that's why he's world class. You give him the ball, you're gonna get something back.
Yeah, I think he's very good at going to the byline and putting in. That's his best
genius.
attribute. Okay, and then we've got Declan and Timber.
I think you are going to put Yuri and Timber as world class, and I think you're going to put Declan Rice as an A.
You'll be correct. Yuri and Timber, one of the most underrated players, I think, right now. Even I underrated him. I've said this before on a front three video. But yeah, Yuri and Timber, I think he is top 2 best fullbacks in the world.
You're hearing that
top
from
3,
a Real
maybe
Madrid
top 3.
fan.
I think I didn't put respect on his name before, and it's one of those ones where it's because it's PR is not massive.
Yeah.
He's just a silent player, gets the job done.
He just knows exactly how to stop a player going past him. I think that's his superpower. But he's brilliant at everything. He's been so consistent. I can't think of a single bad game. Okay,
and last but not least,
Declan Rice for me is Ballon d'Or winner.
No, he's not.
He's going to be Ballon d'Or.
Once again, this is what we're talking about, PR. And this is, I said it before. This man here, if you take him out, there's a huge difference to the team. This man we've seen, if he's out
you
of
take this man out, that man goes in his position and is still a potential Ballon d'Or contender.
No. You're getting shot by little flipping PR TikToks. I'm telling you, Declan Rice, great player, but he's not the same. Firstly, I think he was better last season. It's just not that guy. We've seen it with him. It's tight wins. All this, without him, it's a 4-1 easy thrashing of Aston Villa.
Did those 2 free kicks have really just ruined you?
No, it's not about that. Firstly, the 2 free kicks, they're his first 2 professional free kicks.
Which is insane on the highest level. Our first time
that's
playing.
fine, but it's a free kick, bro. Like, yeah, it's a good free kick. These players literally like are kicking ball all the time. Cool.
Best corner taker in world football. Is Declan Rice right now?
No.
We're set piece FC.
Yeah, but that's because you've got Gabriel scoring them.
His best attribute for me is interceptions. The amount of times he just knows exactly where to be. It's like he can see into the future.
But yeah, I think this is a really good grid.
Cool.
No, he's not going. He's not going.
No, move Zubimendi.
No. Ultimately, I'm the guest, so the guest chooses, and we leave it like this.
Anyway, this is our ranking. Declan Rice, obviously, just move him to S tier if you've got a brain. But thank you so much, Jules, from the
No worries. And also remember, realistically, none of these players touch world class. But for my friend, poor Arsenal fan, you got to really help Arsenal fans. So if you've got an Arsenal fan as your friend, put your arm around him and be like, it's okay. We're
winning the Prem, we're winning the Champions League. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. See you on the flip side.